Hi, this is Conor from Fontaines DC, and you're listening to 89 FM, the Radio Rock.
Fala galera, beleza? Eu sou o Wendell Correia e acabei de entrevistar aqui de casa o Conor Curley, o guitarrista do Fontaines DC, uma banda formada em 2017 lá em Dublin, na Irlanda, banda nova, né? Acabaram de lançar já o segundo álbum chamado A Hero's Death. O primeiro, Dugro, fez muito sucesso. Esse segundo álbum tava uma expectativa alta e tá sendo correspondida, a galera tá gostando desse álbum. Ele falou bastante sobre esse novo trabalho do Fontaines DC. Ele tava lá no México, né? Ele não tava na Irlanda, ele tava no México, numa praia, então a conexão não estava muito legal, deu umas falhas aí na conexão, a gente tentou fazer por vídeo, mas em alguns momentos ficou só no áudio, para garantir esse bate-papo super interessante com o Conor. Então a gente confere agora aqui com exclusividade na 89, a Rádio Rock, a entrevista com o Conor, guitarrista do Fontaines DC. Hi Conor, how are you, man?
Hey, how's it going?
So where are you, man?
I'm in Mexico. I'm in Tulum, Mexico. With my girlfriend. We were separated for a long time, so this was the only place that I could go that we could see each other.
Okay, great. So how have you been passing during this quarantine?
I've just been writing a lot. I was at home in Ireland for a while. I was staying with my mother, which was nice because if we had been touring all year, I wouldn't have really seen her. So having the downtime just to spend some time with her that I wouldn't have got to do otherwise was nice. And just been reading and writing music.
You guys just released a new album. Congratulations for that. It's a really great album, A Hero's Death.
Yeah, thank you. It's a strange feeling. It's not like a birthday, or it's not like a national holiday. Releasing an album is just kind of, it's a strange sense of relief, where you just kind of exhale and you know that what you've been working on for a while is now just out in the world, It's a strange feeling to get used to.
And second album, how was the process of writing and recording this second album?
It was kind of, it was a strange process because we were touring so much, we were touring like during the summer, like at least 2 or 3 cities every week playing festivals. So in those 2 or 3 days that we had at home, we were trying to scrambling to get into the rehearsal studio to try and write. Like we knew we had the ability to write the songs. We were just worried that if we didn't put in enough time that they would come across undeveloped, or we didn't want to rush them at the same time. Whenever we finished them, we were happy with all of them. And then, whenever it came to recording the version that's released now, we ended up working with Danka, who did the first album, and we think he did a really good job. He's a really good guy for understanding where we're coming from, and we have a really good relationship with him. So I think it's definitely a development on the sound from Doggerel, and it seems to make sense to us.
And do you have a favorite track on this album?
Yeah, my favorite track is probably Televised Mind. Well, it was for ages. I really like Oh Such a Spring though as well, and I think I Don't Belong is an amazing song also.
I Don't Belong, it's a song that a lot of people are talking about because it's starting saying I don't belong here. And how do you feel about that? Do you guys intend to pass a different message on this album?
Yeah, I think it definitely does have, I suppose Doggerel may have had a lot of leanings towards this sort of vaulting ambition. And then, this album is kind of dealing with where your ambition can get you, in terms of the success that you can find, or not even success, but like just kind of, getting what you wish for, having to deal with what that's like emotionally. I think that's a huge theme on the album throughout.
And also the album cover, it's really great. I didn't know the story of Kukulan. Who created this art cover? Who has the idea?
Diego, our bass player, had the idea. He, whenever we decided to call the album A Hero's Death, and it depicts the death of an Irish, or like a mythological hero called Cuchulainn, who was this fierce warrior. So there's a statue actually depicting his death. So Diego thought it would be apt for that to be the cover. And then we always imagined that this album, the color would be blue, if that makes any sense. It's like, we just imagined it being kind of dark and surfy. So like blue is just kind of the color. So they developed the style of taking a photo of the statue and then using the blue filter on it.
And musically speaking, in your opinion, what is the difference from this album and Dugro? Do you feel more confidence, more experience about the new stuff, the tour that you have?
I think it's down to just growth in the way that we arrange the different parts of the. I think we just developed a style of having a lot more conversation between, like the two guitars, for example, or the guitars and the bass and the drums. Whereas on Doggerel, I feel like everything was just kind of clashing, you know, almost like a naive clashing together of everything that developed that sound. So I think it's just a more mature style to write music, the way that we've been writing, especially on songs like You Said. I feel like that song has a beautiful conversation between all the instruments.
And you guys reached a huge success in a short time with Dugro. Did you feel any pressure for releasing the second album?
Yeah, we definitely like. I'd be lying if I said that we didn't feel any pressure. Of course, like we never imagined that Doggerel would have been that successful. So of course, there's going to be some sort of anticipation for the second and a bit of self-imposed pressure because, you know, a lot of people are going to question whether we could do it again if we had the ability to write songs that. It's just the pressure of a second album for anyone. You have to prove yourself that it wasn't just a flash in the pan. But yeah, we found quickly that the best way to approach writing the album was to just completely disregard outside influence on what we were doing, and the only method of standardization of whether things were good or not was within the five of us.
And what did you learn touring as a professional musician, also for your personal life? Because now you're becoming more famous, a famous band. What did you learn from this tour?
Learn to work in that way, you know. I learned that you know, daydreaming can be a really positive thing if you're given the chance to do it, and I really love just like looking at the window of the tour bus. I don't know. It's a really enjoyable life whenever you get into the swing of having to perform every night, and it's easy to get lost in it because, you know, every night you get a sense of gratification from something that you've done. But I suppose the only way that you're going to really get through it is if you kind of forget about that and, you know, not treat it as something that you need, because I think that's whenever people run into trouble, is whenever they get too addicted to playing live and the gratification that comes with that. And just be aware, just, you know, enjoy playing your instrument and enjoy playing music with my friends, you know. But yeah, I think it's a humble life as a musician these days, you know. Just put in the work, and that's all there is to it, really.
Did you always wanted to be a musician?
I think I was really into sports when I was younger. I think I wanted to be a professional in some sort of sport, maybe soccer or something. But whenever I was about 16 or 17, I realized I think I had the naive idea that being a musician would be really, really easy and, you know, an easy life for me. And I suppose I kind of got what I wanted, but then realized that it was something else. But it's something that has definitely challenged me and has developed me into the person that I am today.
If you come to Brazil, you have to play soccer with us, man.
I would love to. I'd really love to. I'll have to practice a little bit though. I'm definitely a bit rusty.
What do you know about Brazil? Have you ever been here?
No, I've never been. Yeah, it's a place that I know that, like, when I've been talking to the lads, you know, apparently a lot of YouTube comments on some of our videos are saying for us to come to Brazil, which is like crazy for me to even fathom that there'd be people, you know, so far away that would want us to come and play. So actually I don't really know that much about Brazil. I've definitely met a lot of Brazilians over the years though who live in Ireland, and they're all amazing people and, you know, really kind. But yeah, I'm excited to get there one day and explore. Do you have any recommendations on places to go?
Yeah, you definitely have to visit the beaches here in Brazil.
Oh yeah,
Beautiful,
definitely.
beautiful beaches. In São Paulo, you have a lot of places to go. I'm from São Paulo. Rio is beautiful, but you have to be careful there. But it's a beautiful city. And Conor, some people, I was reading some reviews, and some journalists put Fontaines DC and Adels as a new post-punk scene. What's your opinion about that? Do you like this term? People calling you post-punk bands. What do you think about that?
When I answered this question maybe like a year ago, I think I was always like, you know, we don't feel like we're post-punk, and, you know, who are people to tell us what we are and all this kind of stuff. But now that I think after writing the second album and kind of proving to ourselves that, you know, we're not that, we don't have to be that. Like there's a huge growth in the songwriting and the mix of genres on the second album that, you know, people can say we're post-punk, but like if we're what post-punk is like the broadest genre ever, you know. And so now if people say it, I don't really mind. And even to be in the same sentence or in the same conversation with Idols is good, because I really believe in them and I think they're a really solid bunch of lads and they do good work.
You recorded a really nice video with Aiden Gillen, the little figure from Game of Thrones. How was working with him and shooting this video with him?
Oh, it was crazy. I'd never seen a proper professional actor work before, you know. And I only realized that when I saw him, whenever he was like getting ready and stuff, like, and then he just like switches on, and it's like, whoa! It's like you have like real talent for this, you know. It's like you should be an actor. But that kind of blew me away. But like apart from that, just talking to him, he's like a really nice guy, just really mellow and really quiet as well, which is like, you know, that's kind of like the surprising thing about meeting people like that. And like whenever you expect them to be so full of, you know. You expect them to be kind of bombastic with their personalities, but in, you know, the general is that, like, you know, they're just normal people. They just have like a talent for something and they're able to switch it on and do it. But in normal life, they can be quite reserved and, you know, just chilled out.
Yeah, man. And did you enjoy the final episode of Game of Thrones?
Man, to be honest, I've never watched Game of Thrones.
You never watched it?
No, it's one of those things that like it was like 6 seasons deep and I still hadn't watched it, and I was just like, well, if I haven't watched it now, then I'm never gonna watch it. So I've never watched an episode, but I hear it's good. But maybe one day, if I have like, I don't know, I probably should have watched it during quarantine. I was gonna say if I have like 2 weeks off, but like I just did have about 3 weeks off. So yeah, I don't know. It just seems like such a daunting thing now because it's so long. You know what I mean? I'm crap at watching series, but we'll see what happens.
I understand. And to finish, I have some quick questions from we have a DJ on our radio station called Roberto Maia. He was the first one that played Fontaines DC in Brazil, and he sent me some questions to do for you.
Okay, yeah.
The first music you remember hearing?
First music I remember hearing would have been it's an old Irish song called "Dirty Old Town" by Ewan MacColl. My dad played that in the car, and whenever we used to drive to his hometown in a rural Ireland, in a small place in Ireland, and I remember thinking that it was a song about where he was from, Dirty Old Town. And then like as I grew up, I realized that song is about somewhere completely different, but the magic of that song is that it can be about anywhere is a dirty old town, you know.
And the greatest album of all time for you?
Changes all the time. I'm gonna say Funhouse by the Stooges, though. I think the album's unreal.
And your favorite songwriter?
favorite songwriter, Roland S. Howard.
Your guitar hero.
Sam, Roland S. Howard.
And the most underrated band of all time, in your opinion?
Broadcast, an English band called Broadcast.
Your Saturday night party song?
What's that song? Neighborhood by, can't remember. It's like an electronic dance tune called Neighborhood.
And the last one, the song that makes you cry?
Oh, there's a song, it's a song by The Strokes called I'll Try Anything Once. It's like the slow, like piano version. That song makes me cry sometimes.
Thank you very much for your time, Conor. Really great
no worries,
album, man. I really
Thank
enjoy
you so
it.
much for time, brother. Have a good day.
Thank you. Hope to see you in Brazil soon, man. Take care.
Yeah, for sure, brother. Shalom.
89, a Rádio Rock.